Hey book nerds, today I'll be sharing my mini book haul. Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel, dbooknerd. My name is Denise, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. You're only a stranger once, so please make sure that you subscribe and hit notifications so you know when I have a new video that uploads. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your subscribing and for returning. I'm appreciating all of the love, all of the conversation, and all of that. So this has been great. So again, today what I'm going to be sharing is the books that I've purchased lately, or maybe not even lately, but just haven't shared that I purchased. And I'm excited about the books that I have. The first one is The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. Big Frida, whoop whoop. So this household, me and my sister, Tony, and she is Tony Reads, were anticipating this book. We pre-ordered the book. She did it on Kindle. I ordered mine from Amazon, got a paperback because I like to read, the actual hard physical copies. And we started that day, finished within a few days. This book was awesome. So yeah, this is a new book in part of my book haul, but I've already read it, finished it. You'll be hearing about it in my wrap up for June. And maybe I'll do an individual video about it. We'll see, because there's mixed reviews about the book, but I loved it. I'll just leave it there. But what this book is about, for those of you that may not know, it's the third in a series for The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and it is the last. That's what we hear from Frida McFadden herself. And it's about Millie the maid, so I'll read the back. I used to clean other people's houses. Now I have one of my own. The charming kitchen, the quiet cul-de-sac, the huge yard where my kids can play. My husband and I work so hard for this life. When our new neighbor invites us to dinner, a maid opens the door looking at her white apron, and neat hair is like looking in the mirror. I know exactly what it's like to be in her shoes, but her cold stare gives me chills. That's not the only strange thing here. I'm sure I see a shadowy figure watching us. My husband leaves the house late at night, and one woman's words chill me to the bone. Be careful of your neighbors. I thought I left my darkest secrets behind, but could this quiet street be the most dangerous place of all? How far can one woman go to protect the life she's so carefully built for herself? The housemaid returns to this pulse-pounding roller coaster of a thriller from New York Times bestselling author Frida McFadden, and it delivers. I'll talk about that later. Okay, so the next book that I have is called A Talent for Murder, and this is by Peter Swanson. So A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. This is a thriller, of course, you can tell by the title. Creepy, very creepy book cover with little splotches of blood, and I don't even know what else I'm seeing. It looks like some book pages, so that's kind of cool. This is a book of the month pick. I don't know if I already said that, but it was my June book of the month pick and one of the selections for that month. And it says a newlywed librarian begins to suspect the man she marries is a murderer in this spectacularly twisty and deviously clever novel by best-selling author Peter Swanson. So this is the first book that I'm going to be reading by Peter Swanson. But I'll just read a little bit more. Martha Radcliffe conceded long ago that she'd likely spend her life alone. She was fine with it, happy with her solo existence, stimulated by her work as a librarian in Maine. But then she met Alan, a charming and sweet-natured salesman whose job took him on the road for half of the year. When he asked her to marry him, she said yes, even though he still felt a bit like a stranger. A year in, and the marriage was good, except for the strange blood streak on the back of one of his shirts he wore to a conference in Denver. Her curiosity turning to suspicion, Martha investigates the cities Alan visited over the past year and uncovers a disturbing pattern: 5 unsolved cases of murdered women. Is she married to a serial killer, or could it merely be a coincidence? Unsure what to think, Martha contacts an old friend from graduate school for advice. Lily Kintner once helped once helped Martha out of a jam with an abusive boyfriend and may have some insight. Intrigued, Lily offers to meet Alan to find out what kind of man he really is. But what Lily uncovers is more perplexing and wicked than they ever could have expected. I'm so here for this book. And it's just, and now I kind of see these pages. It's like library pages, maybe library book pages. So this is going to be a good book. I'm going to have to put this in the rotation soon. So I got picked it, but I forgot like why I picked it. This is going to be good. Excited. Okay. So next I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And I got this book because I bought the last book in this series, and I forgot the name of the series. I guess it's called the Part of Your World series. And I got the last book because I liked the way the cover looked, and I forgot the name of the book, but it's really, like really pretty summer colors and all of that. Then I discovered this is a series. And so I had to get the first book in the series. I think there's 3 books. And I got the second one as well. I think I shared that. I don't know if I did, but anyway, I might have missed that one in the hall somewhere. But anyway, so this is Part of Your World. I got this in my June Book of the Month box as well. So I did this as an add-on. And I'm excited about reading it. I've actually started it, and it's pretty good so far. Maybe a little bit slow so far, but it's good, and I think it's going to get even better. It has a really cute plot and all of that. I love the cover, and I've just heard great things about the author. So it says, from the best-selling author of Life's Too Short comes a funny, powerful novel about trading in the life you have for the life you want. And I'm not going to read it all, but basically what I'm finding thus far is we have the main character, and her name is Alexis, and she is like from a prominent family of like doctors or surgeons or something like that. And she is an ER doctor, and she has a twin, and he's in that profession as well, but he does more like, he helps people like across the world with his medical expertise and stuff like that, and kind of really gives back and everything. But anyway, her parents are really into being prominent, and they really wanted her to be a surgeon, but they settled for her being an ER doctor since her twin was doing all kinds of things. But now he's deciding, I think, to move out of the country, and now it's left to her to kind of carry on this family tradition of being at this certain hospital and all of that. But Alexis goes through this small town one night or something like that, gets stuck there a little bit, meets a guy, interested in him, and he's a small town guy, not at all what her parents would expect for her to be with. They actually have somebody else in mind, but she's fallen for this guy, and so we'll see, how that goes. I'm thinking it's called A Part of Your World, so will Alexis become a part of this man's world? And I didn't even say his name, but that's okay. You can pick up this book and read it. And if you haven't read the book already, and if you have, let me know how you liked it in any of her books. But this was actually published, I should say, in 2022. But yeah, again, I've heard great things. So far, so good. The next book that I have is Pathway to Patience by Kendra Dublin. And this is I believe, a self-published book. I actually know the author. And this book is about how to give God control so you can fulfill your ministry. And yeah, I was really interested in reading this book. Again, I know her, and I know her, her love for God and ministry work. And so this was something I was interested in picking up so that I could, maybe help me and guiding me in different types of ministry work that I don't already do, or help me to become better in the work that I do. It's got good reviews on the back. And I encourage you to pick this up if you are interested, if you are a believer, a Christian, and if you want something to help you in that pathway to patience in your ministry, please pick this book up. And then finally, another one kind of in that same, it's another inspirational or Christian book. It's called the Tamar Story Sisterhood, Book 1. Powerful Stories of God's Redemption. The editor is Kimberly Annette Hardy, and it's basically an anthology with several authors that have stories about their Tamar-like experiences. In order for you to understand why is it called Tamar, you would have to go to the Bible and read or look up Tamar, okay, and find out who she was. But these are some powerful stories by women that tells you their stories and how God brought them out, brought them through. So they're inspiring, they are encouraging, and all of that good stuff. I know some of them. And so I haven't started this yet, but I'm excited to read it. On the back it says the two women named Tamar, whose lives are detailed in the Bible, Genesis 38 and 2 Samuel 13, form the backdrop of heart-tugging stories by these powerful women. In the Tamar Story Sisterhood, 19 women tell compelling stories of grief, mental illness, divorce, domestic violence, and so much more. Explore your own story through their vulnerability. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Pick this up. This is on Amazon. Get your copy. Okay, so that is what I have for my mini book haul. I'm looking forward to doing a really big one. I have so many books that I still want to get from my most anticipated reads of the year, and it's now that other half of the year, so there's probably even more I need to add on. But yeah, so I got to get those, and I'm hoping to do a huge haul and share those with you. And also, I should be getting, it's been a year since we've been in the house. I should be getting one of my new bookshelves pretty soon. We can do the process of me putting that up, and well, I'm not going to put it up. I think I'm going to have somebody else put it up, and then putting the books on the shelves. So getting this library/office together. That's all that I have. Let me know about any new books that you have purchased, whether on Kindle, if you've checked them out from the library, or what have you, and tell me how you're liking them. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Please be blessed and be book nerdy.